Locked On Bama, your daily podcast on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back into Locked On Bama. Luke Robinson, that's me. Jimmy Stein, that's him. Jimmy, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm all right. Football's over, so today's sort of a big
Bummer.
buzzkill.
Bummer. I mean, you can say it's a bummer. That's fine.
Well, I said buzzkill, but I guess that implies that I've been drunk the entirety of football season, which is partially incorrect.
Yeah, I mean, no lies detected. Jimmy, first of all, I want to thank everybody who has signed up for our YouTube podcast channel. Appreciate you guys. We've gained 200 subscribers in about 7 days. We need to keep that up. If you know anybody that has a YouTube account, subscribe to this channel. We would dance at weddings or baby showers or funerals or whatever you want us to dance at. That's what we'll do. Locked On Bama is a dancing machine. Jimmy, Super Bowl wise, we're going to make this segment a little bit short because what I want to do, and I know I'm catching you off guard, but I want to do recruiting superlatives that I've already started on. I've emailed you my superlatives so that you can do your write-up that we send to Crimson Country Club. So I'm a little more prepared than you on this one, but that's okay because you're a wealth of knowledge. But I do want to give a big shout out to the Alabama players, Carson Tinker, Terrell Lewis, and A'Shawn Robinson for winning a Super Bowl ring. I know A'Shawn Robinson has dreamed of this since he went to his first Super Bowl in 1969 to see Joe Namath as a teenager. So I know he's been dreaming of this.
Jokes about A'Shawn's age aside, he played great. I mean, he was a big part of the win. He doesn't just play. I mean, he's a reason the Rams win the games, and I'm very excited for him. He still has a bright future. Ironically, this is not an old player. He's got a long career ahead of him. The Rams are going to be good if they can keep this core together, and real excited for him. Terrell Lewis is also on that team. He was inactive last night. As we know, even going back to his days at Alabama, Terrell's always fought an injury situation. I assume Carson Tinker's going to get a Super Bowl ring. He is on the Rams practice squad and has been on the Rams practice squad for a huge chunk of the season. I suppose they probably get Super Bowl rings too. So, which will be cool. I know Carson wants to be an active player and be snapping in the games. Maybe that'll happen for him next year. But handful of Bammers on that Rams team.
Yeah, congratulations to them. Of course, Jonah Williams was on the Bengals as well as Damian Square, right? I didn't see Damian Square play any, but Jonah Williams played. That Bengals line needs some help. Jonah Williams can't do it by himself. But it was a relatively fun Super Bowl. I was never really drawn in. In fact, part of me was a little concerned about next year, the national championship game being at SoFi Stadium, because it still had a California vibe to it, and that's not a college football vibe. That's what bothers me. If Alabama goes, and I think they will play at SoFi Stadium next year, I will definitely go. I mean, I don't miss national championship games. And the stadium looks unbelievable, looks super cool. But it doesn't feel like – it feels like an L.A. event versus a football game, and that's what bothers me about next year potentially. Halftime-wise, just really quickly, we won't spend a lot of time on it. People are saying, some people are, this is the best halftime show ever. First of all, did they not see the Prince halftime show? Prince literally did Purple Rain in 8-inch heels on a slick stage while it was raining. And before the game, with electric guitars, before the game, they were worried to death about the rain. They called Prince to tell him, oh, God, we might have to do this, do this. He said, make it rain harder. That's Prince. That was the best one ever. This one was really good, though. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it for sure. I liked that everybody else liked it too. I mean, the people that were really into it seemed very excited about it and seemed pleased with it on social media. The backlash from expected quarters, I would say, is just sad. I mean, but There's very little of that in terms of the grand scope of the country. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was neat. I like Eminem the best of the group. I thought he really was into it. I thought when he was doing Lose Yourself, I was kind of surprised that he did that because it's sort of like his most famous thing mainstream wise. And I was kind of surprised that he did it. But he not only did it, I thought he nailed it. He looked like he was just into it and having fun, and he just belted it out. And I thought the whole thing was good. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I thought it was fun too. And Eminem can rub people the wrong way, no doubt, but I enjoy him too. And he's uber talented. I mean, he's just really, really talented. So I thought 50 Cent looked more like $1.50. He looks like he's put on a pound or two. Now, maybe it's all muscle, but man, he looked like a monster out there. I thought he could have played. All right. So, Jimmy, let's go ahead and take our first break. I want to tell everybody about betonline.net. You know betonline.net, and I hope you used it yesterday for the Super Bowl. If you did, you probably won some cash. Good for you. And I know football's over, but basketball's in full steam, and it's for pro and college. You know it is. We've been talking about it. From all the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land, betonline.net is the number one spot for all your sporting betting needs. BetOnline remains the best spot for all your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline.net is your source for hockey, boxing, UFC odds, right to the Olympic coverage and information. Head to the website today or use the mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline is where the game starts. I don't need to tell you that. You probably already knew it. I also want to tell you about Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto. Look, save time and money when you use Rock Auto, for real. This episode is brought to you by Rock Auto, by the way. And with the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for you or for your local chain auto parts store to stock all the parts you need. Why endure often pointless or seemingly intimidating questions like, is your Odyssey an LX or an EX? You don't know. I don't know. Who knows? And wait while the person behind the counter slaps on their keyboard, choosing the only brand that their warehouse happens to carry. You have computers with access to rockauto.com. You don't need them. You don't. Rock Auto prices are reliably low for every customer. Rock Auto is a family business serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years. Why choose to spend 30 or 50 or even 100% more for the same parts? It's crazy. Look, a Honda Odyssey fuel pump is $353 from the chain store, $216 from Rock Auto. Look, it's a no-brainer. Go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck. Right, locked on in the How'd You Hear About Us box so they know that we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All right, Jimmy, I want to get into the superlatives now.
Right.
And again, I'm cheating a little bit. And so maybe with these superlatives, you can tell me where I screwed up. If you can think of one,
Sure.
using all the knowledge in your little brain, if you can think about something here, and we won't go over them all. I think what I'm going to do is do 2 superlatives per segment today, and then maybe some more superlatives tomorrow. But
Excellent.
one of the superlatives, and our superlatives typically are a little different. I just hit my computer. Are a little different than most other superlatives. Some are the same, but some are different, and some of them are cruel. And we hate to do it, but we're bound by contract. First of all, the biggest get. Jimmy, do you want to go first? Because I don't want to surprise mine.
I don't mind going first. The biggest get in this class, I want to say, I want to say Jeremiah Alexander because he's, I think, the best bet in the class, but I'm not going to say Jeremiah Alexander because to me, best get, the way I define it, Luke, is like the highlight, like what was the biggest deal? And to me, it's Ty Simpson. And I say that because Ty's not an in-state player. He comes from Tennessee. He actually grew up a fan of the University of Tennessee, was probably going to go to Tennessee until Jeremy Pruitt got fired. And then he lost interest in the Vols. At that point, him and his family decided, look, I'm not going to go play for the childhood favorite. I'm going to go to the place that will best prepare me to be the best player I can possibly be. And for that reason, after a while, he narrowed it down to Clemson and Alabama and chose Alabama. I think Ty will be a multi-year starter. I think he'll be a big star. I think he'll continue the line that started with Jalen Hurts, that went to Tua Tagovailoa, that went to Mac Jones, that went to Bryce Young. I think Ty Simpson will be a guy as he'll be worthy of that line of succession. So to me, my answer is Ty Simpson.
I think that's a very good answer, and I do, spoiler alert, have Ty Simpson later on in my superlatives. And I think you bring up some great points. I also think he's going to be a starter. I'll save my write-up for him a little bit later on. Sorry, Jimmy, I've got to cough, and so I'm going to mute me.
I'll talk while you cough. So I'm talking while Luke's taking a break to cough. Okay. He probably has COVID again, and it wouldn't surprise me as much as random kissing as he does in public bars.
It really does. It's also gotten me in a lot of trouble with the wife, especially when it was a dude. But okay, the biggest get for me, Jimmy, and this is I love this pick, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, so you're counting even the transfers. Got it.
Counting transfers. And this is what I wrote about it. It's not cheating to put a transfer here. If it is cheating, a wise man once told me, if you're not cheating, you're cheating yourself. Regardless, Gibbs is a monster pickup, even if he'll only be a one-hit wonder. Bama needs an all-purpose badass, and Gibbs is just that. I honestly believe Gibbs will be the main reason Bryce Young does not repeat as the Heisman winner, and he may win the damn thing himself. I'm a big Gibbs fan, like all of them, all the Gibbs.
All the Gibbs, the whole BGs.
Andy, all of them. But, Jahmyr is their long-lost cousin. I think I'm saying that right. Is it Jameer or Jahmyr?
Jameer.
I think it's Jameer. You tell me I was saying it wrong.
He has the highest, he has the highest voice of all the BGs, by the way, Jameer.
He also has the best rushing totals.
He does.
But
that's not even close.
Yeah, I love Gibbs, man. I just think he's fabulous. I wanted him when he wanted to come to Alabama desperately. He wanted to sign with Alabama out of high school desperately, but we already had a bunch of running backs. And in fact, who did we have? McClellan. McClellan was one that we knew we had in the bag, and we just couldn't take another one. I understand that. I love McClellan too, but I think Gibbs is a day one starter. I think he comes in and he's just, multi-purpose, does so many things for the team. And I don't think it's necessarily going to piss off any of the other running backs. I think they're going to get a kick out of this. Gibbs is going to be I think he'll be the starter and sort of the third down guy, but I think they'll be rotationally. I think you still have McClellan in there. He's proven to be a pretty good receiver. At Roydell Williams, he's proven to be, a pretty good all-purpose back too. But Gibbs is on another level to me, and I think these guys can learn from him. I'm a huge fan of Jahmyr Gibbs, and I think that this was a big pickup. All right, so now let's go to the next. I got too many clicks I'm having to do here. By the way, my previous picks, I always do this on the write-up. My previous picks for biggest gets, okay, and we've been doing this for years. Here they are. They're not bad. I mean, it's pretty easy, but it's not bad. Kool-Aid, Bryce Young, Patrick Surtain, Leatherwood, Ben Davis, I missed that one. Blake Barnett, missed that one. Deshaun Hand, I didn't miss it, but I didn't nail it. Ashawn Robinson, nailed it. TJ Yeldon, nailed it. And Clinton Diggs. That's not bad.
Yeah. Good batting average.
All right. The sleeper of the class, Jimmy, let me give you mine first this time.
Sure.
I have Antonio Kite. Now, here's what I wrote about him. Nick Saban's classes have fewer sleepers than an Insomniac convention because they are generally loaded with 4 or 5 stars. However, Kite feels somewhat overlooked to me. Maybe it's because he committed very early, but this guy is an athlete, damn it. My understanding is he's also pretty mean. Like he stays mean. And I like mean. I mean it. So I think Kite is the kind of player we need in the defensive backfield. Not scared to hit at all. I'm telling you, he's not scared to hit. And he's also, he's got some basketball in him. He could be one of the top 2 or 3 best basketball prospects in the state this year if he had committed to it.
Yeah, great athlete. I like Kite a lot. I think he would be a sleeper. I think it's fair to call him a sleeper in Alabama's group. If he signed with Auburn, he'd probably be in the big get category, or best get, whatever we call it. But yeah, Kite in the Alabama group would be a sleeper. Mine would be Jake Pope I've been pretty consistent about that. I like Pope before he committed, the day he committed, and I've liked him even more ever since. I think he's a baller. I think he's really underrated by just about everybody, probably even his own parents. I think Pope is a guy that has a chance to be a multi-year starter and play. He's a real smart kid, really considered some of the academic prestigious schools. What he can really serve for in Alabama, not just an athletic safety, but has the makings to be a coach on the field, traffic cop type guy that's just invaluable in the secondary. But the thing is, I think if you look at his grades and the fact he's a multi-sport player, I think it's easy to overlook him. But I'm telling you, athletically, this is a really good prospect.
All right, and let me say this. I know they don't play the same position. He's got a Rolando McClain vibe to me. Like really mean, doesn't screw around, not scared to tell other people, hey, you screwed that up, or hey, you're in the wrong position or whatever. And I love having dogs like that in the defensive backfield. Yeah. All right, Jimmy, let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll run down 2 new categories. All right, so by the way, my previous picks on the sleeper, I wasn't batting so well on these. Devontae Smith, the Devontae Smith part 2. Last year's Devontae Smith, Jackson Bratton. Now, Slade Bolton, I picked him, and that didn't turn out so bad. Kyrie McDonald, Aaron Robinson, Flowers, the running back who I don't even know if he ever made it to Alabama.
He participated in the spring practice.
Okay, yeah. Keith Holcomb, that wasn't awful. It wasn't great. Luke Del Rio.
Yeah.
Gullidge and Christian Jones. Christian Jones I nailed. Yeah. But the rest of them, yikes. I mean, like a lot of these guys, most of them transferred out. So
that's the hard one because you're literally picking guys who weren't highly recruited. And I know a lot of people think that recruiting stars don't matter. I think what you just went over, when you went over your best get list and then your sleeper list, is the proof that stars do matter.
Yeah.
It's just easier. It's just easier to pick a horse when you're picking among the 5 stars than when you're picking down there in the 3 stars, which is kind of a grab bag. Some 3 stars pan out. Most don't. Just like most 5 and 4 stars pan out. So yeah, that explains that.
All right, we're only going to do one more category for today, and then we will do we'll do some more of these tomorrow. I mean, I do love this segment a lot. All right, here's one that I've always loved. The category is can't wait to see the first play of ... You want to go first or second?
Doesn't matter to me. What you want, boss?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I said can't wait to see the first play of Aaron Anderson. And what I said about him was, this guy is so fast, a Karen stopped him and told him he has to slow down in school zones. This guy is so electric, Elon Musk plugged a Tesla into his ass. This guy, I'm sorry, I made myself laugh. This guy is so quick. This guy is so quick. Frank Thomas sent him a free bottle of stamina pills. The Frank Thomas commercials get me every time, man. Anderson is fast by New Orleans standards, y'all. He is going to set Bryant Denny on fire. And with any luck, Coleman Coliseum too, so that the new facility will come a little quicker.
Hey, pretty good. Pretty good. Can't wait. Oh no, I like it. I think it's a good pick. I'm gonna riff off you. I'm gonna say Jahmyr Gibbs. And for many of the same reasons, that you went over, I also agree. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be not just running back 1. I think he will sort of be the focal point of the offense. And by that, I mean, no one on offense other than Bryce is going to touch the ball more than Gibbs. I think he'll be a huge playmaker, not just as a running back. We're going to throw it to him a lot. He's also going to make plays in the return game. I think we're going to go into the year. We're going to be seeing a lot of talk, maybe even from the head coach, Luke, that we have so many backs, so many guys we have confidence in. We're going to see all of them. There'll be talk all summer that we're going to do it by committee. Gibbs is just too good. We won't do it by committee because by the time the games start, Gibbs will be so good we won't ever want to take him out. And I think it's just going to be the Jahmyr Gibbs show. You already said he could win a Heisman. I don't know if I'll go that far because I do think he will share the ball and the limelight so much. But in terms of, per play production, Gibbs will be as good as anybody in the whole country. I really believe that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think he's a return guy. I think he's obviously a running back. I think he's just a great player. I'm really fired up about him. By the way, my previous picks for can't wait to see the first play of were these. Now, I sort of nailed these. Now, again, this is pretty easy category, but my first one last year was JoJo Earl, Will Anderson, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, Josh Jacobs, Damian Harris, Cam Sims, Derrick Henry, Ryan Anderson, and Jesse Williams. That's a pretty damn good group.
It is. Not many misses there, but again, I think we'd both be choosing from what I would call the top of the list, in this category, as opposed to down there near the bottom where it's going to be a little tougher.
All right, so we've got some other categories to go. Y'all come back with us tomorrow. These are pretty fun categories too. I'll go over what we're going to be talking about in the next few days. We've got a category called Destined to Make a Memorable Play in a Big Game, Most Needed, Wished We Had Signed and Didn't, Wish We Had Signed and Did. Let's see. That one's a little stupid, but we also have Don't Get Your Hopes Up For. We have Destined for Medical Hardship. Again, those are two of the cruelest categories we do, but they, again, it happens just about every year, so why not have it? Not NFL material. Huh?
We could change that and it would mean the same thing and be slightly less sadistic if we went with destined to enter the portal.
That's that's the way we should do this.
Yeah. When we invented the category, there wasn't a portal. There was just, hey, if you want to get rid of somebody, you claim they were hurt.
Yeah.
but now it's the portal. So yeah, we can soften this and still mean the same thing.
That's much more PC. I think we'll go with that. But anyway, you know what it was originally called now, so it's a little too late. It's sort of like okay. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, thanks for subscribing. If you hadn't subscribed, please do subscribe. We need you to subscribe. We will Jimmy will send you a handwritten thank you note. Right?
Yeah. Oh, well, if only I could write.
Jimmy's going to learn to read, and then he's going to send you a handwritten note. All right, everybody. Roll Tide.
It'll only take me a few minutes to knock that out. Yeah.
Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.